I'm 31 and I do coke and dope, and I sell both of them as well. I was about 21 years old when I started prescription meds. The first drug I took was Percocet. I liked the way I felt with it. It calmed me down. I've gotten a lot of fights in my day, and taking those, all that stopped. Percocets cost about $25, $35, $45, depending on what dealer I would get them from. I was doing anywhere from 15 to 20 a day. I went to coke because sometimes you would get a little bit too down, and you had to bring yourself back up. So there was a happy medium between the opiates and the coke that just kind of kept me level. I would actually leave work, go buy drugs, and come right back to work because I wouldn't have enough to get me through the day. I probably lost around 7 to 8 careers because of the amount of time I would be away from work. My supervisors would call me Donnie, like Houdini, because I would never be at work. I would always be out getting drugs. I would have 2 or 3 pills left in the morning, and that would get me to work. And then from there, it was a constant grind and hustle to get the money. So when COVID hit, it got harder to get the hustle done because my dad cut me off right around the same time. I actually switched to heroin when Dad cut me off because heroin was so much cheaper. Had I been shooting dope for 8, 9 years and my dad didn't give me that money, I'd be dead. To this day, I have never shot any drugs. I've only taken it orally, snorted it, or smoked it. A couple weeks ago, I was living out of a hotel, hustling every day to afford the hotel and drugs.
My hotel where I've been staying for about 2 weeks. It's a bit of a mess. My life's a bit of a mess.
And my dad came and took my car away. Now I'm living in my mom's house again. I went from 20, 30 caps a day to 0, cold turkey. It's been hell.
Well, Donnie, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Now, you say that you were living in this hotel and you were just hustling and you'd go to work with enough pills to get you started, and then once you got there, you'd start trying to hustle the money to get the other pills. So describe the hustle.
It also could go a bunch of different ways. It was, using my parents was a big one, and if I couldn't get it from them, I would get a front, take the front, break it down into smaller caps and sell those caps in order to get what I needed. So I was also like dealing drugs as well in order to support my habit.
Okay, so you're an addict and a dealer.
Yes, sir.
And then you were working like 15 girls at a time.
Not quite that many, but 5 or 6.
Well, you said 15 in your tape.
Okay, so when the COVID hit, the online dating scene blew up, and I'd be talking to 15 girls at once, and out of those 15, 5 to 6 maybe would, continue to talk, and I would have to be the person that I used to be before I became on drugs. I used to be very successful.
How do you play being successful, but yet you need money from the girls? What's your story?
I used a couple different stories. My credit cards got turned off, or I'm tight this week with COVID. I got laid off.
And how much money would you get from these 5 or 6 girls at a time?
Anywhere from like 100, and if we continued to date, a couple thousand.
When was the last time you used?
About 3 weeks ago, or about 2 to 3 weeks ago, when I went to my mom's house. I went cold turkey.
You're a pathological lying con man, right?
I am a con man for sure.
So why would we believe that you're clean?
I haven't been out of my parents' sight for 3 weeks.
That's not true.
Okay.
You left a couple of days to go.
And you didn't come home one night.
Why go cold turkey now?
Well, so post-acute withdrawal, from what I understand, it lasts up to a year, and its withdrawal symptoms can just come out of anywhere. So I don't like going cold turkey. I don't want to go cold turkey. I just have no choice but to go cold turkey, or I won't have a mom or a dad anymore. I mean, there still is a part of me that knows right from wrong.
What did it take for us to get him to the point to where he would come home to you?
It took it took about a week and a half of begging
lies.
him.
It's not the easiest thing to come home to both of you, okay? Let's be honest there.
But I hold you accountable for what you do. That's why it's hard for you to be with me.
I understand what I've done to you, but if the person that is affected the most is him, okay?
You're right.
Okay, I've hurt him the most. I've lied to him the most. He's the one that was there.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.